What is up, Jags fans? I am glad to be here. I hope you are glad to be here, even though we're coming off of a game where we didn't play our best. But listen, we were competitive, and this Jaguars team the last couple years would have been absolutely housed by that Chiefs team. So excited to say that they at least made it a game. They had some opportunities, and we're going to get into all of that on this show. We're going to get into the film. We're going to get into the PFF grades. We're going to get into what the Jags can realistically do going forward next year, and realistically what the Jags can do in the offseason to set up for next year. So before we get into all of that, always got to plug the YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. It really helps us a lot when you're subscribed. It helps us get people here and all of that stuff. So thank you for that. Also, if you want to subscribe to the Twitter and the Instagram, that's where I communicate with most of you guys. So if you guys like to talk to me, I like to talk to you. It's a great time. So follow me on all those social medias so that we can be in contact, because this is a fan interactive show. And because it's a fan interactive show, I like to get your thoughts and your opinions. So let me know what you think about the Jags going forward here. I'm going to try to get this volume up a little bit here. Okay. Because it's a fan interactive show, I always give a shout out to the first ones in the chat, because we try to get to all the chat and all the comments here. C. Breacher says, let's go. C. Breacher is ready to go, just like me. Eddie Wog says, what's up? What's up, Ed? Still looking for those shorts, I see. C. Breacher says, Trevor showed why he was drafted first overall last week. Yeah, I think we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. But you're right. Montana says, Duval. Let's go, Montana. Sigrin88 says, yo, let's go. Josh Allen went ghost again, and Muma is about to start after the bye over Devin Lloyd. Trevor balled, though. Okay, so seeming like you guys think that Trevor Lawrence had a great game, which he did. And he's been playing better recently. So not just last game, but the game before as well. Israel Otero says Allen is missing in action and hasn't played up to a new contract. I'll get to Allen more later, but yeah, I've said on the channel at the beginning of the year when Allen was like pretty productive, I could have justified paying him, but it's going to be tough to justify paying him now. Maybe they get a deal done. Maybe it's not one of these like record-breaking deals that a typical edge rusher who's elite gets, but maybe it's a hometown discount. We can keep him around because I think could be okay. I mean, he's still young, and I know a lot of people want to see production out of him now. But yeah, I want to see more too. I really do. Jag Gator says we can win every game except the Ravens game, and we can make the wild card. Not okay. Listen, you know my predictions, so we're not gonna get into that anymore. But let's take a look at the PFF grades, because I do like PFF. You guys know I do. Trevor Lawrence getting the highest grade. That's always what you want to see. Like, you always want to see your quarterback. I always say this every week. 64 total snaps. Ran only one time. 51 pass attempt or pass plays. 83.1 offensive grade with an 82.7 passing grade. Now, this is good. You want this out of your quarterback. This is really good. Christian Kirk getting the second highest grade with 59 total snaps, 80.4 grade. All right, so pretty good there. Luke Fortner, who needed a good game because he hasn't been playing great recently, and he's a rookie, so you can expect that. 63.9 grade, but his pass blocking grade was 80.3, so that's pretty big. That's what you like to see there. Run blocking grade, not so great there. Zay Jones played well with a 62. I mean, you do kind of see a sharp drop-off right in here. You see a sharp drop-off between your best two players and everyone else as far as grade, and you can kind of tell that from watching the game. Cam Robinson, who I didn't think played great, apparently played pretty good in his 51 pass blocking snaps. In his 51 pass blocking snaps, he had a 74.1 grade. I like that. But his run blocking grade, only 13 of them, 36.8. That's pretty bad. That's really bad. I mean, that's abysmal bad. Luke Farrell didn't play enough snaps, I don't think, to really get a good grade. Ingram, okay in the pass blocking, which is good to see. ETN didn't get a lot of love this game, but they shut the run down. We'll look at that in the film. Here's where it's disappointing to me here. Your lowest graded guy was Brandon Sheriff. Now, you're going to have bad games in the NFL. Brandon Sheriff just picked a bad time for it to be his worst grade as a Jaguar. He really, really did. Like, man, we needed him. Like, I don't want to say we're paying him too much money for him to be graded low like this, and not just the grades. He didn't play great, but the money. Look, you're gonna have bad games. It's just like you hate that the bad game is a game that like you need. Like we needed that Chiefs game for momentum, for playoff contention to stay with the AFC South division leader Titans. And Sheriff went MIA. I mean, we're talking about Josh Allen going MIA. At least Josh Allen isn't being paid $40 million like Brandon Sheriff is. So, yeah, not a great game for him to go MIA. Let's take a look at some plays, and we'll take a look at the defensive grades here. First, this was the first like huge play. We all know what play this is. Not great for Christian Kirk. Great concept here by Doug Peterson. I was only one play. I thought Doug Peterson really did not call a good play call. This one, again, I liked it. This is just they're flooding the left side of the field, and they're gonna catch the Chiefs in a man. If it turns into man, I don't like blue for the field. I like yellow. They're gonna catch ends up being a man coverage, and there's an out. They're going to bring one more here, and then I think there's one here. And then Trevor's just going to roll out here. So great play design, just going to flood to the left with the levels concept. Trevor likes throwing to the left. He's shown he can be really accurate there. Perfect throw to Kirk. This is after the onside kick. So I know Kirk's going to want this back, and I know he's going to be his harshest critic, so I'm not going to harp on him too much here. He's just another guy that you paid money. Like, Kirk had a good game. It's just like, this is the catch you got to make, man. Like, I don't want to get too hard on him because there's plenty of blame to go around, but God, that one just feels like it would have swung the momentum a lot if he would have made this catch. And he was open, and Trevor hit him. Charlie Boy says, I feel like we are seeing growth with the offense, but the defense, ... Yeah, the offense is getting better, it seems, from game to game. They're becoming more consistent. The defense is really struggling at the linebacker position. I think Aluakon's been good. But I think Lloyd has not been good. I think their nickel corner, Darius Williams, has been okay. And since he's the guy that is going to be playing in the box in those nickel situations, like he kind of gets lumped into the play of that middle tier curl flat zone that the linebackers play at times. And they're just not holding their weight. They're not making tackles. Running backs are having their best games in the season against us. The easy completion in the second level, that 0 to 10 to 15 yard we're getting killed there. Teams are having too easy of a time checking it down to tight ends or running backs and then gaining yards after the catch. So you saw the coaching staff, they went with Chad Muma, and Muma I think had similar issues as Devin Lloyd, and it might just because they're young, but you got to fix that. But yeah, you're right. You want to see more out of the defense. Having an injury to your number 2 corner doesn't help. Cisco's played great last game. Right on cue. Sigrin88 says, glad to see Cisco finally ball out. Those hits were nasty. Yeah, I have them queued up here. We'll talk about those when we get to them. Very, very surprised that the second one wasn't called hit on a defenseless receiver. Now, I know it wasn't helmet to helmet, but yeah, I think that could have been interpreted, and I have a feeling that they're going to be talking about in the league office referee meetings that could have been called hit on a defenseless receiver, and that's the hits they're trying to take out of the game. So, surprised they didn't call that, to be honest. All right, let's look at this next play. Rayshawn Jenkins actually had a pretty good game here. He's going to force this fumble, and this is going to be the second time the Jags get the ball when they weren't planning on it after the onside kick, and Lloyd's at the right place, right time. But I like how Rayshawn Jenkins played this game. I thought he came downhill great. He didn't miss a lot of tackles. You're going to see him kind of come down from this free safety position, and strong safety position, I guess, because they're probably calling the strength of the field this way. So from the strong safety position, he's going to come down. He's going to fill. He's going to see the gap. Good clean hit. Pacheco, whatever his name is, doesn't hold on to the ball. Good hit. Lloyd picks it up. Probably could have housed that if he's the athlete that we thought he was, but it's okay. We'll take it. Hey, but got to give props to Rayshawn. Rayshawn Jenkins, I thought, played a pretty good game. Listen, anytime, he's definitely a guy that's been in the lump for second level defensive player, because a lot of times at the beginning of the year they played this cover one man where he would walk down and play like a cover one robber in the middle of the field, and so he would be responsible for some of those same zones they're struggling in. But here he does it, pulling guard and everything. The Sea Breacher, who's the first one in the chat, says this past free agent class has been such a roller coaster. That's true. That's a good way of putting it. Robert Adsert says we need depth at everything. That's not quarterback. I think we're good at quarterback. Yeah, right. Israel Otero, this defense needs revamping. Allen has been non-existent. Okay, so that's fair. Josh Allen hasn't been what we thought he would be the last couple of years. Turning out the only good year he had was when he had some like Calais Campbell on the line with him. It is what it is. What are you going to do? I mean, hasn't been the guy. Okay, so you see if he'll take a team-friendly deal. And if not, I'm a fan of moving Walker over there, to be honest with you. And, here you go. You got to take another D end. Or an outside linebacker. It's football. It sucks, but it's football. Ascension Burner says, I'll take Lloyd picking it up. He's always there. I've seen too many players fall or fail at picking the ones. Okay, I get you. So you're right. Picking the ball up off of the ground seems to be such a hard task for these guys. So you'll take that. Thank you. I will too. Ben Haney. Why was Peterson so scared to go for it on fourth in the Chiefs' territory in the game? In my opinion, that set the tone for the rest of the game. I don't know. I mean, they've shown they can't really pick up the fourth downs. I mean, they're not consistently picking up the fourth downs, so I can understand his hesitation, especially if his kicker's been decent until then, but now he might reconsider with the kicking woes he's had. For all the people saying to cut Patterson, I don't think you can cut Patterson. I mean, he's still only missed like 3 field goals all year, hasn't he? Or maybe 4. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but you don't cut a guy like if he keeps missing, you do. But it's not easy. I mean, look at the kicking carousel we went through in the preseason. You want to go through that again in the middle of the season? At least we know what we have with Patterson. I mean, he'll probably figure it out. If not, we'll go another way. I don't know. All right, here's a play talking about our defense not doing great here. This is where the Chiefs are going to score. And this is just a great concept by Andy Reid. I mean, Andy Reid really took Mike Caldwell to school. He really did. I mean, this is just very simple design play. He's going to take Kelsey here and just put him across the field like this. He's going to take the tight end that scores. He's going to be lined up on the line of scrimmage, and he's going to do across here. He's going to do a little bit shallower, I think, actually. I think he ends up being like this, I think. And, yeah, I mean, just a great concept here. I mean, they're going to run this. They're going to run a vertical out just to clear out. And now you're making the defenders pass it off and get a guy that's coming across, and they don't do it. The Chiefs, the Andy Reid is really good at designing their plays, and they caught us. I mean, they caught us in that cover 3 and what it looked like, and could have been a cover 2. Man, I don't really know. Just wide open. I mean, a lot of people try to figure out like whose fault is it. So whose fault? I mean, I don't know whose fault it is because I can't really tell what coverage they're playing in, right? So, like here, they're kind of showing a cover 2 look here, right? But if they are, I mean, these guys are way too close together if they're in cover 2. Or they're in a cover 3, and this middle field free safety's playing deep middle thirds, deep outer thirds, deep outer thirds. He's playing middle of the field, and they're all just kind of playing a little 3 drop right here. So unless we know what defense they're in, I can't tell, which probably isn't a good thing. But regardless, someone needed to account for this tight end coming across. Either Darius, who's probably in man. I can't think that Muma's job is to sink this far into coverage. I can't think they'd even ask him to do that. And so either Rayshawn or Darius. I don't know. But there's your problem. DJM says the defensive struggles are mostly on coaching or players. I think it's players. Yeah, because Caldwell tried to do the cover 1 man at the beginning of the year, and now he's just gotten out of it because the linebackers can't hold up their end of the deal. And so now they're playing like some zone hybrids. So that's the players. You know, he's not blitzing anymore. Remember how much he blitzed at the beginning of the year? I mean, Mike Caldwell wants to blitz. We saw it at Tampa with Todd Bowles. Mike Caldwell wants to blitz. Beginning of the year, he was doing exotic blitzes. Every third down, he's bringing 6 at least. We're not seeing any blitzes anymore. I don't know if Peterson was like, hey, stop blitzing. Play bend, but don't break. But it's not working. Definitely, I say we just go back to man. If that's what you want to do, go back to man. Ben Haney says he just thought it was a bad idea to play a field position battle with Reed and Mahomes. Yeah, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. I know. I mean, we just had some this is the difference between a team being good and a team being bad. It's the little things like that. I mean, your punter punts inside their territory to pin them, and he punts it into the end zone. Field goal kicker misses 2 field goals. Your lineman's illegal down the field on a touchdown. I mean, that's just the little things that. Those little things could have gone our way. The game could have been different, but losing teams are always stuck at the end of games saying that. It's just been a while since this Jaguars team could even say that. So it's a good next step, if you ask me. It's a good systematic next step to being a playoff contender, is getting to the point where a few plays change the game. That's a good thing, especially with a team with youth and a new quarterback and a new coach, new running back, new receiver. New defensive coordinator. It's okay. Let's not freak out. Let's still have fun and watch the Jags, okay? They are what they are. If you've been around long enough, you remember how bad they were. At least they're watchable. Israel Otero says, if the headset wasn't working on the Tony touchdown, why not call a timeout? Good question. That's a tough question to ask. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of situations, a lot of things that we don't know. Like, was Peterson even aware of the headset issues? Defense and offense typically stay separate a lot of times on the sidelines. It is the coach's responsibility to know. I know it's coach's responsibility to know what's going on with this team, but I don't know if I'm going to put blame on him for that. The blame should have been, regardless if the defense couldn't get the right call, you need to have some sort of backup contingency with some hand signal that's cover 2 or cover 3. And that way everyone just knows what they're doing. And so regardless, a busted coverage shouldn't happen unless 2 people got 2 different plays. And I don't understand how a busted headset makes 2 players get 2 different plays. But again, not there. It's hard to speak on that without knowing the details. 4 plays, defense, Mike, and helmet was out for that wide open touchdown also. Yeah, I did read that. Thoughts on Pete Prisco's idea to have Lloyd put on 20 pounds and play end? It's not that simple. You can't just put on 20 pounds. If it were that easy, everybody would do it that needed to gain weight. Losing 20 pounds is also not easy. Your body type is some people can do it and can put on weight. Some people can't. And a lot of what makes Devin Lloyd, a great player is his quickness. And if he puts on 20 pounds, he might lose his quickness. Raiden Shogun says, hello. Christian Armento, how do we feel about Devin Lloyd? Back-to-back poor weeks. Do we give Muma a shot? This is what made the Muma draft pick so weird to me, is because of this potential thing happening. Devin Lloyd is first-year player. He's going to make first-year player mistakes. So when he puts together a string of bad games, when you have a guy that potentially could be as good as him, now you're in a stuck position of sitting a person that you drafted high. That's why it made no sense to take 2 linebackers. As much as I love Muma and I love Lloyd, it just makes no sense. Could those guys be the future of your team long term? Yeah, but then now you have a Lukin. What are you going to do with him? You can't shed his contract for at least 2 more years. So, don't know. Yeah, give Muma a shot. Maybe. All right, let's look at Cisco's hits here. First one, I'm not going to lie, took me a couple of watches to kind of see how it wasn't helmet to helmet, because it looked like helmet to helmet initially. I see that he stopped. I love the hit by Cisco because it wasn't called. I just can't understand how it wasn't called. That's called 10 times out of 10 in the NFL, and then it doesn't get called this time. I was very surprised. This is just a whacking. And I hate rewatching a play where someone gets hurt as bad as it seems Juju did, because I never want anybody to get hurt, ever. But just surprised it wasn't called. And then this one, Again, I was surprised it wasn't called because of, again, not the, I mean, the holding was called there, but the hit to a defenseless receiver. Like, that's what really surprised me that it wasn't called. Because he's a defenseless receiver right here. I mean, he's a defenseless receiver. And I know he's going for the ball. I'm glad they didn't call it. Good hit. I'm just very surprised they didn't call this. Maybe hit on a defenseless receiver isn't a call in the NFL. Maybe it's just college, but that looked textbook defenseless receiver to me. C Breacher says, can we start draft talk this bye week? Yeah, I guess so. I got a plan for this bye week. I'm going to put out the video, the Calvin Ridley breakdown video this week for the bye. KCG, Hawaii in the house. Clean up some of those mistakes. Trevor looks a lot more comfortable, excited for the next 7 games. I'm repping Jags all the way out here into 808 State since 95. Casey, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, man, I hope to get out there one day. It's always been a dream of mine to get out there in the 808 State. I'm glad you're here, and I'm right there with you, man. Hey, we're riding the Jags regardless. If you've been here since 95 like me, this is encouraging football, and you can tell by your post that you feel the same way. Christian Armento. Either way, Cisco had one heck of a game. Phenomenal stuff. Yeah, and the interception, which we have queued up. Cisco is a young Cam Chancellor. Says, holy cowsies. Ooh, I like that. He might have better ball skills than Cam Chancellor. I hope he does. Because as much as I loved Cam Chancellor, his ball skills were a little left to be desired, and you kind of saw it toward the end of his career. What's up, Raiden? Pokey. Just thought of something cool if we ended. Oh, all right, Raiden. I don't know what you mean by that. All right, let's look at another play here. How about another defensive snafu? Again, I'm always looking at the coverage and seeing like what they're calling. I was with a buddy, shout out to Scott, who is not even a Jags fan, watching the game with him. And he asked me this question, and he asked me this question, and I was like, dude, that's the weirdest question. Jacob Perry, welcome to the Trevor Lawrence level channel member. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Jacob Perry. I appreciate that. Wow. Dang. Thank you for being a channel member. I'm glad that you like the show. I'm glad that you're here. Man, thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. You too can be a channel member like Jacob Perry and get cool emoji abilities and things like that. You can join it right there on the channel. Thank you, Jacob. Appreciate that. But my buddy looked at me, and the one thing he says is, how come the Jags never run wheel routes? And I was like, what? What do you mean? And he's like, you just noticed that the Jags never run wheel routes. And I was like, I haven't noticed that, but now that you mentioned that, I'm going to look for it. And I start thinking, and I know it's something tiny and like minuscule, not a big deal, but like I can't think of any time the Jags have successfully completed a wheel route. And literally, he said this before this game, and look how they beat us here. They beat us with a wheel route, a post wheel. It's a very common concept, right? One receiver runs a post, and then the other receiver runs a wheel behind it. It's a great concept, and it makes the defense it makes this safety go here. The corner, we'll change the colors. So it makes the safety play middle of the field here, and it makes this corner carry this vertical until he passes it off to the safety. And so they're basically in a situation where unless Campbell is really paying attention to what's happening, then he's going to get beat on this wheel. What they teach is, if they're playing zones, looks like they are, what they teach you to do is read inside out or the 2-to-1 receiver, okay? So this is the 2 receiver right here. Can y'all see that? Yep. And this is the 1 receiver, all right? So they tell you to read 2-to-1. It's pattern matching. It's palms coverage, because this 2 receiver will tell you what to do, okay? So, for example, if the 2 receiver runs a vertical, then Campbell knows he's got Kelsey on the outside. If the 2 receiver runs in right away like this, all right, now they're both covering him or looking for anything coming out of the backfield. If the tight end runs out, Now he knows he's got the inside guy and he's got the outside guy. So that's why they teach you to pattern match, read 2 to 1. Look what happens here. Kelsey's the 2's gonna release out, and right here in this moment, now they could have been. I did forget about this because they had Jenkins and Campbell on Kelsey. They could have been double teaming Travis Kelsey. That's probably what they were doing. They were probably bracketing him or high-lowing him with the DBs because they both are just locked in on Kelsey. So the Chiefs are good enough to know, hey, they're going to lock into Kelsey, so they're going to send one running back out here. They're going to send their tight end on a wheel, and you're going to get into a situation where a linebacker or a D end in this situation, Josh Allen, is going to have to pick up the wheel route, and neither one of them probably want to do that. Great throw, wide open, touchdown. It's a great play design. You know, we decided to double team Kelsey, and we got burnt on it. Okay, the Chiefs picked it up, threw it to their backup tight end. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't type football, and the Chiefs are the best at it. Ben Haney says Trevor looked really accurate and poised in the game, hoping he has no more steps back. Okay, all right. Me too. I'm with you, Ben. I mean, he looked good. He looked poised. He looked accurate. Raiden says, okay, for example, we drafted Travis's brother. We have 2 players with the same first name and another player with the same first name. Ooh, okay. I see what you're saying. So you're saying draft Trevor Etienne so that we have 2 Etiennes. And then we have 2 Trevors. I see what you did there, Raiden. I like it. Christian Armento says, glad Cisco finally caught an interception. I know we've all seen the 2 to 3 dropped ones he had. All right, let's segue into the defensive PFF grades because we haven't actually done that yet. And I always forget to go to the defensive PFF grades, but not this time because my good buddy Christian reminded me. All right, Andre Cisco. Number 1 rated player, 93. I mean, that is just what you want to see. That's a great game. 62 total snaps. 21 against the run, 41 in coverage. And so double his snaps were in coverage, and his grade was a 91.1. That is beautiful, folks. That is absolutely beautiful. Tyson Campbell, feel like he had no, I mean, did he even have any targets? I really don't remember him getting any targets at all. Let's see here. Let's use the slider. Targets. He had 2 targets and 1 catch on him for a gain of 6 yards. That's good. So he gave up 1 catch for 6 yards. Yeah, that's why he's up there. Wasn't targeted at all either. Trevon Walker, although people are on him, had a decent game. All right, 3 hurries, 1 hit. You know, you want to see more, but you knew what you were getting with that. Like there's a lot of times when you draft a player first overall, you get a guy that's going to be an instant impact maker, and then sometimes you get a guy first overall who is not an instant impact maker, but is going to be a future impact maker. I think Trevon Walker is the latter. He's the future impact maker. He'll be okay. He'll be fine. Let's not freak out on Trevon Walker. Said the same thing about Trevor all year. Don't forget about Trevor. He'll be fine. How about Chris Claybrooks doing the most with his 9 snaps? There we go. With a 72. Listen, you get 9 snaps on defense, and your tackling grade is the highest of all your grades. That's what I like to see. Way to go, Chris Claybrooks. Way to go. He actually had he chased down somebody. I think it was Juju Smith-Schuster on the sideline or something like that. Dwan Smoot, 34 snaps. Again, doing the most with those snaps. Fatukasi, average scores. Josh Allen. Okay, so let's take a look at Josh Allen's grades here because I know people are pretty critical of him. 39 total snaps. Okay, that seems to be their rotation here. 39 snaps for their D-lineman starters. 14 rush defense, 22 pass rush, and 3 coverage snaps. His 3 coverage snaps, he had a 33.1 grade. It's not surprising. Like he's not a coverage edge player. I don't know why they're trying. Holy cowsies. I think you might have hit too many numbers because that's a $100 donation. Wow. I think that's might be the biggest donation we've ever had. Shout out Patrick Jackson. I think he was right around $100 too on his donation. But thank you. My goodness. It says Kirk was worthy. Ridley and Kirk are going to be the best tandem in the league. Oh, wow. Well, I'm still just kind of pumped about the donation there, Holy. Thank you. $99. That's nice. Yeah, you're right. I'm huge on Ridley. The Calvin Ridley film breakdown's coming up. So be looking out for that. That should be nice and fun for everyone, I think, because he's exactly what we need for this team. All right. Brenneman says, better late than never. What's up, United? What's up, Brenneman? How's it going? Fax Kellerman says, can we stop dropping Allen and Walker in coverage so much? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you 100%. They shouldn't be doing that. So some people on Twitter have been saying, should we move to a 4-3? They asked me specifically. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it that much. I think it would be too hard to do in the middle of the year, obviously. Something to think about for next year for sure. I don't think Mike Caldwell's ever been in a 4-3 or coached a 4-3, but it's not too much different. Like, I can make a whole argument about how you should be able to play both, but I'm not going to do that right now. Jeff Singer, unfortunately, on 34, the offensive linebacker drops. In a 3-4, the outside. Yeah, I know. Jacob Perry, who became a channel member today, thank you, Jacob, says the best Jaguars content on YouTube. Thank you. Holy cows, he's seeing your donation again. Thank you, man. I don't know if I could. That's you're putting a lot of pressure on me for some good content now. I was just kind of taking it easy until now. Thank you. Put the pressure on me. Huge W donation. Holy crap. Holy W. Woolly wowsies. Put Chad Muma in the game, says John Doe. He played. Where's his stats at? He was down here. Not a great grade. His tackling grade was good, right? That's what he was brought in to do. Well, that worked out pretty well, actually. That wasn't even planned. Chad Muma right here. 36 grade with almost an 80 tackling grade, right? That's what, not great in coverage, but that's it, man. Christian Armento. If we had a redraft, are you taking Hutchinson or Walker right now? Also, Sauce or Walker? Ooh. I think I'd still take Walker over Hutchinson. The Sauce one's tough. I mean, Sauce is probably going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. But yeah, I mean, he's a good player. It's going to be hard. I mean, right now, you have to have Sauce, but next year, the year after, corners drop off harder than running backs do nowadays, it seems like. So I'm always hesitant to pay corners big money just because, again, how quickly they drop off for some reason. I don't know why, but Ben Haney, what would it take for Balky to be let go after this season? I don't know, man. Maybe if they lost out, potentially. I don't know, though. Isaiah Jones says, honestly, I would take Sauce. Look, Sauce looks good right now. Brenneman says, I skipped your comment. Let me go back there, Brenneman. Wait, you said better late than never. What's up? Oh, sorry. This guy gave $100 right when you were. Holy cows, he gave $100 right as I was reading it. My bad. Thank you again, Brenneman, for being a channel member. Better late than never. What is up? All right, so not much. Had a pretty long day. Just got home like 5 minutes ago before the show starts. That's how my Tuesdays are nowadays. It's crazy, but I've learned to adapt and to just plan these shows, in advance because I don't have time on Tuesdays anymore. But it won't be like that for long. I think there's a song like that. Alvin Jackson says hot sauce. All right, let's take a look. Where are we on the film here? How about some positivity? Okay, some positivity for the boys. How about a deep shot to Marvin Jones? All right. Now, Trevor, again, had a great game. Marvin Jones isn't the receiver that he once was, but he still does stuff like this. I mean, and this is just what you like to see. I mean, this is just beautiful, right? So you're just going to see the Chiefs are actually going to disguise their cover one or cover three, and they're going to roll into the cover one robber or a cover three middle of the field sort of look. So you're going to get this man coverage up here Trevor identifies it or sees it, and when Marvin Jones gets an outside release, he's just gonna perfect throw only where Marvin can get it. And again, this is a two-parter right here. This is why I clipped it. I mean, you have the great throw and the great catch. Like, they both played extraordinary on this play. Obviously, just great all-around play right there. I mean, you love to see it. Marvin Jones getting some love over there. Yeah, good catch, Marv. The other comment, bruh. Brenneman, Holy W? I don't know, man. There's a lot of comments today. You got to just type it again. Just type it again. I'll get to it. But Walker's getting a lot of holding penalties, says Alvin. That's a good point. Honestly, the most impressive thing Trevor did was not wear any sleeves. I live in Missouri. Dude, it was cold. I can't believe it. I didn't even think about that. Huh. Nick, that's a very good take. I do like that take. Very, very nicely done. No sleeves. How about another positive throw? My boy, Christian Kirk. Look at this little just speed out. And I'm pretty sure that Trevor called this. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so I was watching some of the film, and he does this motion a lot. Like this chicken wing motion. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see him doing a little chicken wing motion? He did the... Brian Foster with the $1.99 super chat donation. Yeah, thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. That's super nice. You guys are really, really nice tonight. $1.99. Holy cow, he's giving $99.99. Jacob Perry joining the channel. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Makes me feel good. You can hit that thumbs up button, too, if you're still here after 40 minutes, or if you're rewatching it on VOD. Like it. Put a comment, because there's a lot of comments during the show, and then you guys aren't so talkative after the show, I guess. But I like this play. You're going to see he does this little chicken wing thing, and then so Kirk's going to do it out, and Marvin's going to come in. The DB actually slips for half a second and allows Kirk to get open. But good throw, good catch, good read by Trevor. I mean, he's gotten good at that throw. That front pylon throw. I mean, he's gotten pretty accurate at that, I got to say. That's a hard throw. I mean, he makes it look pretty easy. I mean, that's not easy to do. Putting the ball where only your receiver can get it on the far pylon. C. Breacher says, is Kirk overpaid? He's 10th in yards and 2nd in receiving touchdowns. No, I think he's fine. I think Kirk's fine. The problem is when you bring in Calvin Ridley and you do extend him or pick up his contract, you're now very top heavy at the receiver position. And we've seen throughout the league, top heavy receivers are usually bolstered with depth with guys on rookie deals. So you are top heavy, but you're going to have young guys out there running underneath them, which is fine. It's worth it, I think. Nick Ludwig says, yeah, Ben, it was wild. I'm south of Kansas City. It was 14 degrees in the morning where I live. I didn't realize it was that cold, boys. Jags History says, Duval. What up, Jags History? Christian Armento says, Kirk was worth the money, baby. What a player he's turning out to be. Chemistry is important with him and T-Law, and him and T-Law are connecting on all cylinders. I loved the deal the second we signed him. All right, what do we got here? We have, this is not good. This is Cam Robinson not doing too great. Again, the offensive line I don't think played that great. Fortner had the best grade of all of them, but there's the chicken wing thing again. Look, I don't know what this means. You kind of, if you notice, I don't want to give anything away to the opposing teams. I'm sure they change it from week to week. I'm sure they do. But so these two guys look at each other when he does it, and they kind of okay, we got the call. So it's some sort of route concept. Got it. Okay. Oh, I like that route concept too. Dang, if only Cam Robinson would hold his freaking block. I mean, I know you're worried about a blitz here. I mean, you see him. So he's worried about 32 here. This is what it is. He's worried about 32 blitzing. And if he is, then their closest guy too. But I mean, be aware, man, when you see that 32 drops back into coverage like this. Okay. Now, when you see that, he saw that. You got to know who your next assignment is. You have to know the technique in the front that the Chiefs were in. You have to know that you're taking the third guy out, sort of like a fan protection, not quite a fan protection, but you're just surveying. You're looking for the next threat, and you can't just let him run past you, man. Like, you can't be getting paid that much money and make those mistakes. You can't. You just can't. Alvin Jackson. Kirk top 10 in all categories. Yeah, I know. Do y'all play Ragnarok? I don't. Isn't that some sort of game, right? I've been playing COD on my Twitch channel, Jags_United. If you like Twitch and COD. If you guys want to play COD, let me know. I'm level 55. I'll carry you. Nick Ludwig, you talk about our wide receiver room being top heavy. Does that indicate we will be drafting a wide receiver fairly early? So I think it depends on what they figure out with Agnew and Zay Jones. I don't know the plan with Zay Jones. He could be a cap casualty next year and save us some money the way they constructed the deal for him. But I would keep him if it's possible, but we may not have the room. We may have to go cheaper. Depends on what they decide to do. So Zay Jones, Agnew, I think Marvin's gone. He's a cap casualty. He has to be. I don't know. Another guy that's going to make a big impact is what they do with Evan Ingram. What are they going to do with him? I mean, he's on a team, basically a team-friendly second year where they can get out from under it for nothing. Yeah. KCG from Hawaii says Trevor started to put some touch on those throws, and he's starting to run when the linebackers drop in. I like it. Trevor's looking a lot better. Casey, I think you and me are like on the same page. We're on the same page. Again, it's because we've been fans our entire lives. So since '95, we've been fans. So we've seen this team. So we're like we're glass half full because we've seen the glass empty. So the glass isn't half empty. We've seen the glass empty. So the glass is half full. I'm telling you right now. Ben Haney says if Trevor starts getting good at running, it's over. He is good, but he's not like Mahomes good. Seed Breacher says United. You're missing out. God of War 2018 and Ragnarok are so good. Okay, I did play the God of War 2018. I got through maybe the first like 4 levels / missions. I'm not a big puzzle guy. I'm not a big like puzzle person when it comes to like games. I want to just like shoot people or whatever it may be. Nick Ludwig. I imagine we will let Agnew walk. He has been a good returner because he has been a very good returner this year. Sig Rin 88 says, I hope we re-sign Evan Ingram. Yeah, I hope so too. I mean, we don't have to re-sign him, and he's got a second-year option that's not a lot of money that we can keep. So we might. Ragnarok isn't on PC yet. Oh, so I don't even have a chance to play it. Although I do have an Xbox and a PlayStation. I don't know why I said that. Warzone 2 tomorrow, though. I know, Nick. I know. I'm excited. All right, let's move on. We got to get off video game talks. Follow my Twitch. I got some time off coming up over the holidays, so I'm going to be on Twitch a lot. So hit that up. Here's another great throw. Speaking of Zay Jones, our boy, who we all want to see on the team next year. Take a look at this beauty right here. 10 personnel. I mean, look at this throw. I mean, what a throw from Trevor. Look at this thing. Look at the window he fits this through. I should have clipped it from the other angle, the sideline angle, because it just looks beautiful from the sideline. But you can see how tight this throw is. And just the double slant route. That's a hard throw and catch to make, man. When you're running toward your quarterback and you have a quarterback that throws the ball as hard as Trevor does, you're basically running at him. That's a great catch there, Zay. Nothing but respect for that one, my friend. Nothing but respect. What else we got here? How about this for Trevor? We just need to watch the second half of this show for the Trevor show. You guys tell me, when have you ever seen Trevor go through his progressions like this? Okay, ever? Take a look. Left handoff, left, 2, 3, 4. Let's watch this again. Play action. Okay. Now he's reading the one receiver. Reading the one receiver out here. Okay. Doesn't like what he's got here. This corner's in bail coverage. Doesn't like it. Okay. So he's going to, all right, don't like that. Let's move on. Second receiver. All right. He hasn't even begun to hit his break yet. He might be. This might have been the way to go with this throw if you're like a coach. I don't know if he runs an out, but if he does, that's the throw there. Yeah, he does. Okay, so I take it back. He's covered up pretty well. This is probably a holding, but he's covered up pretty well. And Trevor sees that this lane is not open either. Okay, not open. All right, now he's going to move on to his 3 receiver, his 3rd read. Zay Jones, middle of the field. Okay, triple covered, bracketed, not intentionally, just the zone. Then what's he going to do? He's going to immediately whip his head out to the safety valve, Travis Etienne. Not a huge gain. Won't show up on the stat sheet. But this is the type of thing that's like really promising about Trevor, is that he does do this type of thing. I got to watch this one more time. Play action. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, you could arguably say he went through all of his progressions on that play. All of his progressions. Timmy Devil 999 says, popped in to say, what's up? Don't really want to talk Jags. We're done. Okay, that's fine. You don't have to talk Jags. We were talking about God of War for the last 5 minutes. Some guy, Holy Cowsies, donated $100. So, missed that, Timmy. Sigrin88, as of right now, what do you think our biggest need is for the draft in the offseason? D-line or corner? I think D-line is a bigger need because I think that corner you can kind of get away with less in the NFL. That you can't get away with less at D-line. Without pressure, the most average quarterback, relatively speaking to the NFL, will tear you apart. Have to get pass rush. I mean, you never know what a quarterback can do. Look at Taylor Heineke last night against the Eagles. He was able to move the ball regardless of a team that can get pressure and a team that gets secondary. So you have to get pressure. These quarterbacks are too good. You've got to get pressure. It's impossible to cover some of these route concepts nowadays. But yeah, I think the interior D-line. If we can get Jalen Carter, I'd be pumped. Ben Haney says that's low-key his best pass of the game. Extremely low-key. I agree. KCG, when's the last time the Jags had a Monday night game or Sunday night? I need one ASAP. Oh, it's been a long time. Long time. Christian Parguine. Can't believe our D-line isn't good with 3 first-round picks. Are you counting K'Lavon Chaisson in that? Because although he is, he's not very good. Again, relative to NFL standards. Relative to me, he's really good. How about another Rayshon Jenkins play? My boy isn't even paying attention to the play. This is a football player right here. Now, listen, I'm glad I remembered to say this because it only took me 50 minutes to remember, but we played physical against the Chiefs. I think we saw in the Titans game that the secret sauce to beating the Chiefs is just playing really, really physical because they're very quick and they're precise, but they don't want to get hit because nobody wants to get hit. So I love to see him. Watch Rayshon Jenkins come downhill on this play. All right. So Rayshon Jenkins, who, for better or for worse, is here. And he's been better this year. He's not even really paying attention. He's just going to kind of shuffle downhill. And he's going to see the gap, see the runner, and finish the tackle with a pop. Now, this is what you got to have when you're going to be a team. I mean, this is it. This is the kind of hits that force fumbles. I mean, that's a clobber knocker. I mean, Pacheco's feeling that one tomorrow. Pacheco got lit up. He's going to be hurting, but welcome to the NFL. Good hit. Love to see that. Here's Cisco's INT. I think I have both angles of this. I mean, I love this too because he doesn't give up on the play. It's hard covering someone from 3 or 4 seconds. This is a play where Patrick Mahomes gets outside of the pocket, extends the play. This is always the hardest on defensive backs, especially a guy like Cisco, who's not like a natural defensive back. Look at that pressure from Muma. Get in there. He's a safety. Great interception. Just jumped it. Sorry, Jarrett McKinnon. Not today, buddy. Let's take a look from this angle again. I mean, this is look at where he starts and look at where he ends, right? So Cisco here. I think they're in man. I think they end up rolling into cover 1 man because they blitz here. Finally, you see a blitz. Then he's going to get manned up with the running back. Mahomes is going to extend the play. He's going to beat him there. Come downhill. Pump the brakes. Stay active. Don't lose your guy. Stay with it. Stay with it. Jump it. He had better return than Devin Lloyd. Oh, come on. Get upfield. You want to see him get upfield there. Dave Caldwell really put us back a year with that 2020 class. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Ben Haney says, was talking about the fourth down pass to Zay. You changed the play after I commented. Oh, sorry, Ben. Ben, come on. I get it. I get it. All right. That slant route. Yeah, yeah. But look, I want a quarterback that can go through his reads. I know Trevor can make one read and throw it really hard. I want to see a quarterback and survey the field. Sigrid says, I watched some Jalen Carter tape, and I don't know about the guy's motor. Ooh. Okay, I'll look for that when I watch him. Because that's a big thing for me, too. I'm a big motor guy. Big motor guy. Crazy. This is from Sigrid. But if Josh Allen is traded next year or in the offseason, every top 10 pick from the Caldwell era will be gone. Yikes. I can see him getting traded. Timmy Devil. Oh, tired of the season being over by October. Gah. It's not October, Timmy. It's November. It's November 15th, and the season's still not over yet. And it's over, but we're competitive. How many years have you not watched Jaguar football the last 4 years? It's not even been competitive. At least we're competitive now. I know we want to win. I get it, Timmy. I get it. And this is why I love Timmy, is because Timmy shares the sentiment of most Jaguar fans out there. I get it. I hate losing too. It's just, what are you going to do? I mean, there's nothing we can do about it right now. We have who we have, and look, Christian's right there with you. I get it, man. I get it. I'm tired of losing too, but everyone's always negative on the Jags. Like, that's just, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, what are they going to do? The fans tried to rally against Dave Caldwell. It didn't work. Shad Khan's not going to sell the team. So we have what we have. I mean, we have Trevor Lawrence. Have some, rest your laurels in that we have one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and I'll stand by that. Maybe not like at this moment right now, but eventually. All right, let's look at another play here. We got two more. Oh, how about another great throw to Christian Kirk on a corner route? Oh, this is our old smash concept, boys. This is where we make our money. Anytime we're in a man defense or anytime we have a one high safety, hit him with that smash concept. You guys watch the channel long enough to know this is one of my favorite concepts to run. They're going to bring Zay Jones in motion. He's going to just run a little curl or a little hitch, whatever you want to call it. And then Kirk is going to run a corner, forcing this linebacker to have to cover a corner, and a good throw and a good catch. Take that all day of the week. That might be a nickel corner. Yeah, it's a nickel corner. Still, no shot, buddy. Not against my $70 million man. Not a chance. Look at this little stutter step route. Got him. See ya, buddy. Good throw by Trevor. You know, we gave him crap for missing the easy ones. I guess that's kind of a wheel. I mean, I guess you could, I don't know. You could make an argument that's a wheel route for my buddy Scott. I don't know. Could have been. Hope we take a 2017 run next year. Me too, Christian. Would be unfortunate if we trade Allen a year after the league finds out he's not a D end one. We could have gotten more value this year. I don't know how to respond to that, Ben. Part of me wants to say that he still could be, but part of me doesn't want to, though, so I won't. Alvin Jackson. Should we see what Walker Little looks like after the bye week? I mean, if we get to a point where we have no fathomable shot at the playoffs, which could be as soon as next week. I'm sorry, the week after the bye week. Then I think you lose nothing and starting Walker Little, and you have everything to gain because you can evaluate if Juwan Taylor needs to be resigned or not. And if you can get away with Walker Little, I think that's a very good point, Alvin. I think it's a very good point. But I think that the team is still going to try to make a run at this AFC South division. I mean, they're only 3 games behind. So you can make that up quick in the NFL. Still have 7 weeks left. So I would say give him a shot. Once we're out and eliminated, then you might see some other guys playing. Where's Gregory Jr. been? The late round corner we drafted out of Wachita Baptist. I haven't even seen him on the field. Buster Brown, maybe he'll get more snaps. Chad Muma, maybe you'll see more packages with Muma on the field. So I mean, is some value and then some late season garbage time, if you will. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Last play. This was pretty much the pass. Hello? This is pretty much the. Oh, I clipped it on. Oh, this is it right here. This is pretty much the pass that sealed the game. This was third down. We needed to stop here. The Chiefs hit just a deep route to MVS. Your boy Darius gets beat here. I mean, I think we have it from the reverse angle too. I mean, Darius Williams, again, this is kind of what made me not big on him at the beginning of the show when I was talking about him. But, I mean, he gets beat here by Valdez Scantling. You can't really see it. I mean, you can kind of see in this angle, but this is just beat. You know, you can't be a man corner and get beat like this. And I know this was this was a one-handed catch, so this was an amazing catch. I guess it was good coverage, to be fair. I guess it was good coverage, but God, I mean, that's the play end of the game for us. Once that happened, we couldn't get them off the field. They just ran the ball. We never got the ball back. Great coverage, but golly, you wish you had a guy who could make a play on this. I mean, Travon Walker gets a pressure here. I mean, if you look at the end zone angle again, I mean, watch Travon Walker. He's going to inside move, and he's going to get a pressure. Doesn't hit the quarterback late. I don't know. We're all in the same boat, boys. I mean, we kind of all feel the same way. I mean, if you're still here talking about the Jags, then you know we're all in the same boat. We care about the team. We hope that they can improve. I think our window's next year. It's something that we've said like literally all year. I think our window's next year. We want it to be this year. I think our window's this year. Next year. Timmy Devil. Do we stay at 3 wins, same amount as Urban? I think we'll win another one. I think we'll definitely win another one. I don't know against who. Maybe we'll pick one up against the Titans, but I think we'll definitely win another one at least. Great catch, says Alvin Jackson. Yeah, it was. It was a great catch, and I'll give him credit for that. Listen, I'll be the first one to give credit where credit is due. I'll be the last one to blame because I like to give people chances, but maybe that's my deficiency and my burden to bear. Brian Foster, thank you for the $1.99 donation. Jacob Perry, thank you for joining the channel as a Trevor Lawrence level member, which is a pretty good level there, I would say. Thank you to all the channel members that were here, and a super huge shout out and thank you to Holy Cowsies with the $100 super chat. Talking about Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley and how they're going to be the best tandem in the league, and I agree. Holy Cowsies. But thank you for the $100. I mean, that means a lot. I hope it was intentional and it wasn't an extra 9 you hit on your keyboard. I'm not complaining. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you to all the fans that were here, all the channel members. Brenneman was here. I appreciate that. All the people that are watching it on replay and VOD, thank you for spending the time and watching it. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button so that the channel video gets more algorithm use. I don't know. Follow the social media, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. Be looking for some Twitch stuff, Jags_United, and be looking for the show Friday night where we're going to be previewing the bye week, but we're actually going to be talking about Calvin Ridley and who he is. So that'll be fun. Can't wait for that. Thank you guys as always. I love you guys. And oh wait, almost dipped out on one here. Holy Cowsies with another $5 says dog. Holy, another 5? Trying to end the show, Holy. I mean, what is it? Come on. That's too nice of you, man. I appreciate it. Make sure to follow me on all that stuff. Holy, thank you, man. Again, love you guys. I will see you guys on the next. There it is. I'm waiting for it. Thank you, Holy. I'll see you guys on the next show. Man, one of my best shows yet. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.